You're listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. I'm your host, Heather Angel, and I've been helping people tune into what lights them up and increase their personal and professional performance for over a decade. Now I'm best known as a high-performance coach helping entrepreneurs like you cut through the noise and create a business and life on your terms. If you're ready to step out of struggle and discover how simple it can be to create a fulfilling, joyful, and successful business without all the overwhelm and long hours, you're in the right place. Welcome, my beautiful, to another episode of Focused and Fearless podcast. Today we are talking about niching and how you can choose a niche to really increase the effectiveness of your marketing. Now, if you're brand new to the space, then I will explain what a niche is in a second, but also to let you know if you are a coach, therapist, healer, maybe a consultant, looking at moving your business to a one-to-many model, so you're looking to help more people and move away from simply trading your time for money on a one-to-one basis, this niche training, I go into far more depth inside my Freedom from One-to-One Facebook group. So if you haven't joined us inside there yet, click on the link in the show notes and be sure to join us in the free Facebook group, Freedom from One-to-One, because we are talking about that in there as we speak. So pop in there and there is a video where you can ask me questions. So any questions you've got after this podcast, you can come into the group and ask me anything you like. I'm in there to serve and to help you. So first things first, what is a niche? A niche or a niche, depending on which country you're listening to this in, is simply about choosing your ideal audience that you want to serve. That really is all it is. However, there's a lot of clever marketers out there and there's a lot of clever people that are trying to make niching really, really complicated, but it really, really isn't. Now, I can say that with 100% confidence now, but I spent probably about 2.5, 3 years trying to figure out what my niche was and agonizing over it. But I'm going to share with you some really simple things about knowing your niche, which is going to help you choose the audience you want to work with, market to them effectively, and become the go-to authority for that niche. Okay, so let's dive straight in. So how do you choose your niche? Quite simply, you can go broad niche or you can go micro niche. Now, my advice would be, if you would like it, that if you are just starting out, I would go micro niche. And what I mean by this is, if you are just starting out in the industry, you want to be known as the go-to person for a very specific audience. Whereas if you've been doing this for a while and maybe you're already, seeing some success and some traction, you can be a little more broad in your niche. All right, so if you look at my niche, for example, my niche is coaches, therapists, and healers. That is a fairly broad niche. If I was just starting out, instead of being coaches, therapists, and healers, I could be the coach for nutritional therapists. And if I wanted to drill down even more, I could be the coach for female nutritional therapists. So all of a sudden, people, when they find myself, when I'm creating content, it is speaking very specifically to that one type of person, that one type of business, and they know I am the go-to person for them. That can really, really help when you are setting up your business. But it seems counterintuitive. I know I really struggled with this, and here's where you might be. If you've been running your business for a little while, you might be helping lots of people. So let's say you are a coach, for example. If you're a qualified trained coach, you know you have the ability to help all types of people. Anyone that is open and willing to be coached, you can help them improve their life or their business, depending on what kind of coaching you do. Now, the difficulty comes when I'm saying to you, well, you really need to choose a niche. Your marketing will be so much easier if you choose a niche. How many times can I say niche in one podcast episode? But you can get yourself all tangled up in your thoughts of like, well, I can help everyone, so who do I choose? This is absolutely what I've been through, so I'm speaking from experience here. And with as much kindness and love as I can put across through the microphone into your ears right now, you just need to choose a niche. Just make a decision. You don't have to stick with it forever. It doesn't need to be the niche that you serve for the rest of your career in your business, because it will evolve, as everything in your business will evolve, especially in the online space. My gosh, I'm going to do another podcast episode, I think, on the rapid changes in how we're marketing and how we're showing up online, because that is changing at a mighty fast pace right now. So please don't think that the niche you choose today needs to be the niche that you serve in 10 years' time. It's very unlikely going to be the same. It might be, but it doesn't have to be. So just choose. So if you are a coach and you found that with the clients you've been working with privately, you love working with women, perhaps you really love working with women, what kind of women do you really like working with? Do you really like working with mums? Are you a parent yourself, so you can really empathize with the struggles they've got? If you're a nutritional therapist, maybe actually you really love working with high-performing professional men because they don't get the support that they need. They don't look after their nutrition or their health as well as they could be because they're working so much. So maybe that's the niche that you want to target and you want to serve. Whatever the niche is, just choose it. Because here's the joy and the amazing, wonderful things that's on the other side of choosing your niche. Your marketing is going to become so much easier. Oh my gosh, I cannot even begin to tell you how much easier your marketing is going to be when you choose a niche, because your messaging is going to be going directly to that audience. So let's put a real life example in here, just to give you context. When you choose a niche, say for example, you are speaking to nutritional therapists. Nutritional therapists that specialize in working with men. You can direct your messaging really clearly to their specific pain points. And ultimately, that's all niching is really about. It is about messaging. And so something I shared in the Freedom from One-to-One group on a call earlier this week is that it doesn't really matter how many different messages you're sending out there. So you could have 5 different Facebook ads speaking to different audiences within your niche. So to give a real life example, I work with coaches, therapists and healers primarily. So I could have Facebook ads going out to nutritional therapists, hypnotherapists, life coaches, business coaches, Reiki healers, spiritual healers. All of a sudden, that's 6 Facebook ads I could have running, or 6 posts, 6 Pinterest ads, whatever you're doing in your marketing. But that's 6 very on point messages that I can have going out to my ideal audience within my niche, that is bringing them all back to one central point. So I have one product that I have for sale, which is my Focused and Fearless membership. All of these different people will benefit from being in my Focused and Fearless membership. So all I need to do is put out ads to speak to those people directly, to let them know that I am the guide for them, I understand their pain points and I can help them, and my solution is my membership. I can put out ads directly to them. And that is the joy of knowing your niche, is because your messaging in your marketing becomes so much clearer. So have a think, what are the thoughts that are going through your mind as you're listening to this? How could you implement this in your business? And have you thought about niching in this way? Because this is a really important thing. Ideally, you will have one core product that you are known for. So for me, it's my Focused and Fearless membership. That doesn't mean that I don't work with people privately. I still have strategy days for VIP clients. I work with people privately as well if that's what they want to do. And also, I work with people that aren't necessarily coaches, healers and therapists, but that doesn't mean I'm not marketing to the coaches, therapists and healers. Okay, that's the difference. Niching down doesn't mean that you have to limit what you can offer. It doesn't mean you have to limit who you work with. What it means is that you need to really dial in your marketing message to target that ideal niche. And when you're doing an online business, it's just absolutely vital. I have seen my results skyrocket since really dialing down into this niche area, because people know, they're like, oh, okay, I'm a coach. I want to take my business online. I want to have a one-to-many model in my business. She's the one that can help me. And I'm having far more conversations, very specific conversations with people around how I can serve them in that way. And if you're a coach listening to this, or maybe, again, I'm using my own niche as an example, maybe a coach, maybe a nutritional therapist. Say, for example, you're a life coach. If you just put out there, you're a life coach helping people achieve their dreams and aspirations, that's just completely blah. It's going to get totally lost in the noise. You need to be really specific about who you help and how you help them. If you're a nutritional therapist saying, hey, I'm a nutritional therapist, I can help you reach your weight loss goals through a way of, purposeful eating and conscious eating, that sort of thing, it's going to get lost in the noise because you're not speaking specifically to someone. I don't know what specific pain point you're going to help me with. Okay, weight loss, but do you know, are you going to help weight loss for a man in his 50s or a woman in her 20s? Very different needs, I would imagine. I'm not a nutritional therapist, but I would imagine needs are very different. So this is an example of something you can use straight away to help you when it comes to things like your Instagram bio or your LinkedIn profile, that sort of thing, to help you have a really clear, succinct sentence about who you help and how you help them. Because ultimately, knowing your niche is being able to answer that question. Who do you help? How do you help them? Okay, so what you can do is you can literally write out a sentence that says, I help X do Y by Z. So I help coaches, therapists, and healers move away from trading their time for money in a one-to-one model by helping them create a one-to-many model through my Focused and Fearless framework. Okay, that would be something like mine. What would yours be? So I hope you have a pen and paper, but I know a lot of you listen to this while you're walking from the messages I've got on my Instagram DMs. So just to repeat it again, I help X do Y by Z. Okay, it's the simplest format that you can use to get a really specific, clear, succinct statement out there about who you help and how you help them. So give that a go. So the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to niching is, and again, like I said, I'm in the Freedom from One-to-One Facebook group. It's completely free. I'm in there to answer your questions. I love having conversations with my audience. Okay, love it. It's why I'm on my Instagram DMs all the time. It's why I created this podcast, because although I can't hear you, I'm hoping you're having little thoughts and like going, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Or, oh no, I need to ask a question. I'm here. So the reason I've got Freedom from One-to-One, it's a Facebook group. I'm in there to answer your questions and help you go deeper on any of the subjects I talk about on my podcast. All right, my lovely. So join us in there and you can ask me any questions you've got. So the other thing I just wanted to finish on with niching is you can have multiple products for the same niche, and you can have multiple niches for one product. Now, this is going a little bit more advanced, is the wrong word, but I can't think of another word. This is maybe if you've been running your business for a little bit longer, possibly. But if, for example, you had 2 memberships, maybe you were running 2 memberships and they served different audiences, you would have 2 niches that you're serving and 2 products. But perhaps you have a product which serves a multitude of problems, like it resolves so many different things. It's a membership that helps all kinds of different things. Maybe it's about a spiritual awakening, in which case it's designed for everyone that's open to that opportunity. So in which case you've got multiple niches, if you like, multiple audiences that you can tap into and serve, but with the one product. So bear that in mind. I really just want you to take away that it is not about limiting yourself when you choose a niche. It's actually just about making your marketing 10 times easier. That's all it is. It's not set in stone. It's not there or designed to limit your creativity, to limit how you can show up and how you can serve and how many people you can help. The crazy thing is, which is so counterintuitive, the more niche you go, the more you become the go-to person for those people. It really actually helps your business. It helps you make more money, help more people, which is why we're all doing this, right? It helps you because you become dialed in as the expert for those people. Okay, so don't think you have to limit yourself. So key takeaways from this is choosing your niche, Just choose one, make that decision, excuse the beeps. That's totally my error. I did not close down my WhatsApp on my desktop, just being totally honest. So choose your niche, make a decision. You don't have to set it in stone. Remember that niching is all about messaging. It's about being really laser focused on how you can help specific people so that they see you as the go-to expert in your field. The statement that you can use to create a killer bio in your Instagram or on your LinkedIn profile is I help X, do Y, buy Z. And if you're struggling with that statement, come and join us in Freedom from One-to-One and I will absolutely help guide you through it. It's been a pleasure as always, my darlings, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Focused and Fearless podcast. If you'd like to continue the conversation or have a question that you would like answered in an upcoming episode, head over to Instagram and connect with me at Heather Angel Coaching. If you enjoy this podcast, please share your thoughts in a review on iTunes. I truly value your feedback and I take the time to read every single review. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you in the next episode.